My name is Mark Birtha. I am a corporate vice president and general manager for Station Casinos and oversee one of the properties here in the Las Vegas marketplace. I've been in the industry for about 20 years, have had the opportunity to work all over the world, from Macau to Atlantic City, Las Vegas, the regional markets, and it's been an extraordinary career so far. Very clearly, I believe in nothing more is more important than taking care of our team members. And so the way I kind of look at my leadership style is, of course, making sure that I'm fair and consistent in the way that I manage my people, but more importantly, making sure that I'm on their level. I have no problem rolling up my sleeves on a weekend, bussing tables, making drinks, getting on the floor, and helping our team members take care of our guests, which to me is the most critical component of being a successful operator, leader, as well as a property in general. So that is what I pride myself in. I really enjoy getting to know my people, getting to know our guests, and making sure that we take every opportunity we can to provide the highest quality of experience at every level with all of our guests, and making sure that our team members have the resources and the tools that they need to be successful in their jobs on a day in and day out basis. Obviously, with the recession of the last few years, we've seen a lot of marketplaces that have been extremely challenging. Making sure to keep your property viable is absolutely critical to the strategy of being successful long term. The way that I look at focusing on that is, obviously the goal is to build market share. In order to build market share, I take a step back and look at my property or wherever I'm working at that time and try to understand what it is about my property that engages the guest, builds the morale of the team members, and then focus on the things that I can do to sort of refresh, rebrand, and reposition my property. So, for instance, the retail, dining, and entertainment space, I would look at my property and say, when's the last time we've focused on enhancing, refreshing, redeveloping some of our products on the floor? The reality is, in our space, everyone has slot machines, everyone has table games, we have a lot of similar product. It comes down to building products and having amenities available that create competitive differentiators. And in my mind, I like to try and focus on that in the retail side or the dining side, the food and beverage space, or of course the entertainment space as well. And what I've been able to do as I've been refreshing those spaces and redesigning them and bringing new things and kind of raising the bar in that area, it's allowed me to actually differentiate even my customer base, which I think is very compelling as well. So when you're in a challenging market or a challenging period of time, obviously the gaming guest is always the priority, but the reality is there's a whole different set of revenue streams that are also available to us that we can pursue as well. I can get people in there to have a great dining experience. I can get them in there to my spa or shopping or retail or whatever it may be, meetings, etc. And then the goal is to, of course, try to migrate them into the casino space and build a long-term guest. But the reality is anybody spending money in my property is a valuable commodity, and it's something that I would want to focus on. I would say, though, very clearly that running a property, especially in a challenging market, the ultimate goal, without question, is making sure to focus on guest service. We all have great products. We all spend millions of dollars building our products and building our properties. But the reality is the guest experience that comes from our team members day in and day out is by far the absolute most critical component of the experience. If I take care of my team members take care of our guests, I can make sure that I can build long-term loyalty and have patrons that will be coming back day in and day out to really enjoy an experience that's above and beyond just paying for a dining experience or a gaming experience or whatever it might be. It's really because they enjoy the property, they enjoy the people, and they very clearly want to spend their leisure time and leisure dollars in my property. So guest service, without question, is paramount when I am looking at focusing on a market or a property or any type of situation where I'm trying to reposition and build a long-term successful operation. And there's no question about the fact that the reality is we're always in a moving environment. Our economies are changing, competition's changing, the way the political world is changing, everything is always in change. To me, the most critical thing to build a long-term guest service strategy very clearly is to have a vision. And it starts off with something as simple as saying, we want to have the best type of experience on our property, and then going ahead and defining that so that our team members at my property or any location have a very clear idea of what we're all trying to achieve in a day in and day out basis. So if I'm implementing a new restaurant or I'm changing the floor plan of the casino or I have new guests in the building, very clearly everybody is engaged with knowing that there is one overriding priority, one overriding strategy or vision that they're all focused on doing. And achieving that could be 1,000 different ways. Raising the bar on a guest service experience, going above and beyond what people are expecting on a day in and day out basis, taking guests by the hand that's looking for a destination in the building and walking them there. We kind of, in some ways, allow our team members to actually define how they're going to create a great guest experience. And when a guest leaves that property, they say, wow, I never had that happen to me before. And that is redefining the guest service experience at a whole new level. I think the only other thing I would say is we're always constantly focused on retraining our team members, making sure all of our people have the resources and skills and training that they need so that they can facilitate a great guest service experience at all times. That's critical. It's an ongoing type of strategy. It's an ongoing process. And I think it's important to refresh yourself in that sense every few months, every year, to make sure that you're engaged and taking the pulse of your guest and what they're looking for, and making sure our team members are just as much in tune with that strategy and that overriding vision as we are. For me, it's an exciting time to be in the gaming industry. There's tremendous things going on all around the world. I think the first most interesting sort of perspective is the emerging markets. You look at markets like Asia, obviously, and you have places like Macau, destinations that continue to grow, to continue to expand, continue to bring on new product, bring more people there and drive revenue. And really watching that evolution is truly extraordinary. You look at other markets that are potentially on the fringe overseas, whether it might be Japan or Taiwan or other places like Vietnam that are beginning to grow. But there's tremendous opportunity, and it's going to be very exciting to watch how they sort of evolve in places like India and Spain and elsewhere that have the potential to become very, very significant marketplaces in the world. Looking at the gaming industry domestically, I think it's very interesting to watch, again, new jurisdictions that might be sort of evolving in their own sense. Places like Massachusetts or Florida that may be growing, or states like Texas that are on the fringe of making decisions. I think whenever you have a marketplace or a government that's looking for tax benefits, with the upcoming healthcare program changes, and there's always going to be a need for raising more revenue on a state level. And so you're always going to see opportunity for the industry to grow as an area to build employment and to build tax revenue long term. So those are going to be interesting things to watch. Very clearly you're seeing acquisitions. It's been a very challenging last few years in the marketplace, in the gaming industry in general, but you see companies like Boyd Gaming and Pinnacle that are making acquisitions. You see companies like Genting that are getting into the United States domestically now as well, in New York and elsewhere, that bought the Echelon project here in Las Vegas. I think it's very exciting to see what they're going to be doing over the next few years, investing billions of dollars. You look at the tribal gaming space, which is a significant driver. It's grown significantly in the past decade or more. Many of those properties are in the first phases of their evolution, so they're going to be expanding and building hotels and resorts and new products and amenities so that they can expand their business mix. So you've got a lot of things that are going on that are continuing to evolve the gaming industry and take it to a new level. I think one of the things that's actually going to be very exciting to watch at the end of this year and into next year is Penn Gaming. They're going to be basically splitting the company into a real estate investment trust and an operating company, which is a business model that the hotel industry had put into place decades ago and has proven very successful. This company is going to literally raise the bar on our industry, redefine the way we're doing things, and basically take us to a whole new level that'll be very fascinating to watch in the near future. So, like I said in the beginning, it's a very exciting time to be in this industry, and I think there's a lot of opportunity going forward.